are you? My name is Lisa Marie Rosati, and I'm the creatrix of GoddessLifestylePlan.com, where I empower spiritual women to magically create an abundant life they love. Now, most of the time, I talk about women's empowerment and how to use magic and universal law and all those juicy things, rituals, spells, crystals, gemstones, oracle cards to create the life they desire. But today, I actually am going to talk about something a little different. I'm a mama. I have three, great kids, if I do say so myself. But one of my children, when he was younger, used to be bothered at night a lot by a spirit, an entity. And he had a really hard time sleeping. He was very restless. He woke up a lot. And once he was able to start, verbalizing and articulating what was going on, he did say that he was visited at night. And we lived at the time in a 1780s farmhouse. It was very, very old. I knew that there was, a little itch, sorry. I knew that there was spirits in the house. I could feel them myself, although I'd shut down a long time ago seeing them. It was something that I was able to do when I was a child and it kind of freaked me out. So I shut that kind of part down in me. But my son was starting to feel and see spirit. And there was one in particular that kept coming every night and waking him up. So I came up with a few practices that I'd like to share with you because, ironically enough, I mean, it's interesting. You don't think anybody else has these same things that go on. But I was at dinner with some friends the other night, and one of my friends said, "You know what? This is happening, Lisa. What do you think I should do?" So I said, maybe there's a lot of people out there that this happens to as well. Maybe I should give my tips and hopefully help whoever, if it's you. Do some practices, sacred practice, some of these best practices on how to, put a bubble of protection around your child while they sleep. And you can do it from your own bed, which I did every night. So from what I understand, spirits and entities, they don't really come closer unless, really come and into your space and stuff, unless they're invited. So one of the things that I did was I saged his room, obviously, and I told the spirit or whoever was there that they're really not invited, that they need to go somewhere else, that we appreciate that they visited, but now I'm asking them to leave. And did that. I also put some salt in all four corners of my son's bedroom. Salt is, it's very, very protective, and but in its very nature, it's the element of earth, and I use it in all of my spaces really. So I kept a nice hunk of salt. I actually had pink Himalayan salt, big chunks of it. At the time, it just started coming into fashion as like a culinary type of addition, this Himalayan salt. So they were selling big chunks with a little grater. So I bought four chunks and I put it in the corners because usually I just put a little sprinkling. But this I was pulling out the big guns. So I put hunks of Himalayan salt in all four corners. And then I gave some gemstones. I put some gemstones in his pillowcase, some of the black stones, the obsidian, black obsidian, stuff like that, protective stones, tiger's eye, things like that. You could kind of look up and see what stones really call to you or stick out to you, and use those. You could put them in your child's pillowcase. And then finally, every night, before I went to bed or when I was in bed and before in that liminal place where I was falling asleep, I would lay on my back and just visualize through my third eye my son laying in his bed down the hallway. And I would get a visual in my mind's eye of him and what it would look like him laying in his bed. And with that, I brought down divine white light and I pretty much showered it over him, this protective white light. And I made sure that I encompassed his entire bed, touching under the bottom of the bed in this bubble, this protective bubble. And I said different things every night, but mostly it was, I ask that my son sleeps peacefully with divine protection and divine love, and so it is. And I made a proclamation every night, and I enclosed him in this protective bubble. And you can do that for yourself. You could do that for any loved one that you feel needs energetic protection while they're sleeping. All right, so I hope that serves you. And I guess I should say that down the road, yes, he was sleeping much more soundly. And although he does still see spirit and entities, they don't bother him when he's sleeping. He's older now. He's a teenager, so he's dealing with it in his way. But he does tell me that there's definitely people around, and he can describe what they look like and everything. So he has not shut down that ability to connect with the other side. But he does get a good night's sleep, and that practice absolutely works. So I hope it serves you. And make sure you come visit me. I'll be making another video soon, but bye for now. So, if you like this video, please leave me a comment below and press the like button, the thumbs up, and give me some feedback. I love to hear what you're thinking. And also, please, please, please spread it around. Spread it around social media with your tribe, and definitely send it to somebody you think it might be helpful for. I'll see you soon next time, and I'm wishing you a very magical day. Bye for now.